Hello teacher, this is my lesson plan. It is a review about present simple and past simple. First of all, I decided to work with this text because I knew the authors and I like the way he writes about simple things. In second place, I chose this poem because I consider that describes very well what is happening, and as a reader you can have a clear image of the poem even though this is short. It is easily transmits the idea. And also I took in consider working with this poem because the level of the text indicates that the majority of the words used are from an A1 level, which is perfect because the lesson is designed for a 12 years old kids that do not have a high level of English. The methodology, the approach I used in the lesson plan was content-based instruction, in which teaching is organized around the content or the information that the students will acquire rather than around a linguistic or other type of syllable. Taking in consideration this I designed the activities around the text and focusing on the use of verbs in present simple and past simple because I said before, it is a review. Also implement all the skills. First, reading skills, since the students had to read the poem to do the activities. After that, the students practice speaking and listening skill when they had to share the answers with their classmates and during their presentation of their own points. And finally, the writing skill was used when the students wrote their own points. I made sure of using relevant content some to cause their attention of the students, something that they could understand easy and perfectly, and that the students were capable to have a picture of the general idea. For example, in this case with the poem In the Voice of the Rain, students can illustrate the water cycle and maybe they could give them an idea when they had to write their own poems. The topic of their poems was free. Taking in consideration the requirements of the professors, honestly, I think the implementation of the lesson plan in future classes could have a positive effect and a lot of success on the students. The main objective is that at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify and distinguish between verbs in present simple and verbs in past simple, as well learn and practice an extent of list of common regular and irregular verbs in present and past in a real context. According to this, the different activities allow the students reach the objective, identify and distinguish different verbs. The most interesting thing about this it is that they will not notice that they are practicing grammar. Well, I think I have learned a lot of things about teaching EFL using literature. I have learned that it is very important the material use. There are a lot of things to take in consideration when you have selecting a text. For example, in the interest, relevance of the topic, vocabulary, the length, the cultural difficulty, the cultural appropriateness, as well as the students and context information. I have learned that teaching English using literature has several advantages. First, it is very enjoyable to read. It is part of the target language culture. and has value as part of students' general education. Uh, Allows the students learn the language in different ways, developing all the language skills. In addition to this, the implementation of the use of literature may be successful in the classroom because literary texts offer a rich source of linguistic input and can help learners to practice the four skills in addition of amplifying grammatical structure and presenting new vocabulary, provide new opportunities and experiences to teach as well as to learn. About teaching in general, I learned that there are different methods and approaches to teach, as well as different types of assessments, and I think that it is important to know them well, to know which and when you use it, because sometimes this depends of the student's context. Also, I learned that teaching is not only give structure and grammatical rules; it's more than that. It's about the process and how the students carry out this. I learned that not only teach another language, you teach the culture, teach different ways to see the world. You can teach values, and the students make their own opinion about certain things. About myself, I learned I would like to transmit something else to students, to teach another language, but also something else. Also, I discovered that I like to play in classes. I really enjoyed it but in some cases it was difficult to choose the indicate text because sometimes I didn't know how to implement a grammar topic with a specific type of text, but at the end I consider I tried to did a good job. I like it the way we worked during this learning experience, but at the same time I think it is was so free, so autodidactic, and I appreciate that because of the time and the hybrid condition, but sometimes I need pressure. Uh, well, in general, I like and enjoy the sessions face to face.